Hey guys, welcome back to Ori Plus 2025. I'm Teddy Hodges. We're on Teddy Talks podcast powered by APsystems. We got Zion Solar right here. And if it sounds a little noisy, that's because APsystems is having a happy hour sponsored by SRS. So Zion Solar, Travis and Dallin, tell me what Zion Solar is, where it's at, and what do you guys do?
Well, we're a full EPC solar company based out of St. George, Utah. And our primary service areas are southern Utah and Nevada, Las Vegas area. And we just have a passion for helping folks save money on their power bills and being prepared for emergencies. And we love using APsystems to help them do that.
Awesome, yeah, and I've actually been down there, dropped some parts off to you a few months ago. It seems like forever ago, but I mean, I think it was was it last fall or this spring? I can't remember.
Spring.
I think it was springtime, yeah. It might have, I mean, I have family down in St. George. I am from Utah. I love it. I love that area, and it is getting busier and busier. Yes. How long have you been in St. George or southern Utah area?
So I've only been there about 7 years.
Okay.
I got remarried and decided to switch locations to St. George. And I was not in solar very deep in California, where I moved from, but I'm a really avid rock climber, and I go rock climbing all the time, and St. George is a mecca of rock climbing.
Yes, most
definitely.
But
I was there kind of alone, didn't have friends to climb with, and I was just doing my thing at the crag, and I ran into this guy who was into solar sales and installations. And he was looking to partner up with, he needed to find a master electrician to help start up a company. And we just connected through that experience climbing randomly. And he found out I was an electrician and said, let's start up a company.
That's awesome. All right, personal question. Bouldering or climbing? What's better? What do you guys do?
We do real climbing.
You do real climbing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dallin, tell us a little bit about yourself and how that interaction, how that started, that friendship and then that business relationship.
Yeah, so I'm from southern Utah. I've lived there pretty much my whole life. I had been rock climbing for, I don't know, like a month at that point, just getting into it. Our other partner, Sophia, I had been talking with her, and we had been looking for a master electrician for a little over a month, and it was basically fate that kind of just brought us together. It was something that the universe was saying, here's the right partner, and it's been a partnership, a friendship that I couldn't have chosen someone better. I mean, Travis is more than just a partner. He's a mentor in climbing and in solar and his work ethic, so it's been a really awesome experience to meet Travis and work with him.
That's awesome. So how long have you been in the solar industry? How did you start? And then what did that path look like?
So I was working in Southern California at a boat dealership selling wakeboard boats, and Southern California is not a great spot for wakeboarding.
So no, Sand Hollow is.
Sand Hollow is, yeah. That's where I started, was in Southern Utah, and then they were branching out to California. That didn't really work out, and I had a friend selling solar, and so I started selling solar. I thought the sales was interesting, so then that kind of took me into the install side. I've done electrical and stuff, and then that was in 2018. We got licensed in 2020, and so we've just been full speed ahead ever since then.
That's awesome. So being in the industry for several years now, what's one thing that you would change, either in just your market right now or in the past markets, or what you see in the industry?
I think it's mainly the design. So the solar sales gets a bad rap because you get a lot of door-to-door knockers coming in and overselling and then under-delivering. So I think that's kind of harmed the industry. It did a little bit in our area. St. George is a really small area. We had a company that went out of business, and it really slowed the industry down for a while, but now that we've had really good companies in southern Utah, the industry's grown as a whole. So I think now that we're kind of weeding out those solar cell door-to-door knockers, the industry is just going to get stronger.
Yeah, that company was a big part of southern Utah for a long time, and when it went under, it was a big hit for the whole state, it seemed like. I mean, they were all over. They had their thumbprint on everything. I think they meant well. There was a lot of impropriety. I mean, if we wanted to get really into it. But what we talked earlier on another podcast about how when businesses go out of business by either ethically or not performing or using materials that don't stand up to par, and they end up having more service work, and then when they go out, there's more service work for everybody else to take, and it's that hard transition of like do things the right way the first time with the best equipment. So let's talk about why you guys are here, or how come you guys got here. You guys entered into a contest and won some hotel rooms. Tell me about that experience, or which one of you guys did that or started that process.
Well, I just saw the ad, I got the email, I guess, it says, hey, submit stuff to us for RE+, and I was all over that because I love AP microinverters. We've gone through a lot of different manufacturers and their equipment, and experimented with it, and had decided that we like AP. And we love AP, and we promote AP to other solar organizations. Say, hey, why are you still selling that company's product when this one's so much better? It's a better price point, it's easier to install, and there's just a whole list of reasons. And I just, honestly, I would have just put that together to send to you and say, hey, because just to give you a pat on the back to say, keep it up. We want to keep using you, want to promote you so that you can become as healthy as you can be and stick around so that we can be healthier and keep providing these services for customers. So that was my motivation. And then I was like, oh, I could maybe win a little hotel room. So let's go for this.
Yeah. I think it's important, like when you find that partner in that program, and you really rely upon that partnership of a great manufacturer at a great price point and a great product. I mean, it's that little magic wheel there. It's like all those little pieces fit together. And then not only is it great product for you to install, but for the end user, the customer. User interface is amazing. And it just helps out when you have a great product and you can win bids at that lower price point with the best equipment. So, all right. So let's talk about ropes or no ropes. Are we climbing ropes? Sometimes.
Usually we climb earth ropes. Sometimes Travis gets a little crazy and just goes without it.
Okay. What has been your worst accident on a cliff or boulder when you're climbing? And then what is your what's something that you're striving to, a goal on the climbing aspect, like Yosemite, free climb, different rocks or different mountains in Utah? Like, what does that look like for you guys?
Well, honestly, we've only had one accident. It was Dallin. It was actually ice climbing.
Okay.
But rock climbing in general, when you're roped up, it's really fairly safe. If you take a fall, the rope catches you. Maybe the worst accidents are we've gotten scratched up elbows or something. Is you scrape the rock as you fall, and then the rope catches you.
Okay.
Not really a big deal. But Dallin took a pretty big fall when he was ice climbing once, where he had a series of ledges and was pretty far backed up from his protection. So he got pretty banged up, had a concussion and split lip, and barely walked out of there. So.
Yeah, but I'm totally fine, so it's okay.
When you went through that experience, like what was the thought process? Was it, how you knew you were going to be caught by the rope at some point in time?
Yeah, I mean, I was leading the ice, and this was pretty new into my ice climbing career, and I think I was just climbing too fast, and I got pumped out, and I was trying to put in a screw to place myself, and just I really wasn't even thinking about falling. It just kind of happened. And then after, I was just thankful that I was okay to walk out.
Yeah.
I busted my lip and there was blood everywhere, but I was fine.
I don't think there's much you can do. I've done a little bit of climbing, all tethered on a rope with belay systems or, self belays. But and it's usually in my younger career when I was with Boy Scouts or whatnot, and we did some light bouldering. But you never think about falling. You just realize you're doing it when you're not supposed to sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I've never had a bad hit or anything, but yeah, I can imagine. What's one goal or one thing you guys want to accomplish on that fun aspect of climbing, or a mountain you want to tackle, or a climb you want to do?
Well, we went to Ouray, Colorado to go climbing, and for me, kind of like my climbing's more just for fun. Like I like to go out and see new places, try new climbs, and there was a climb called Stairway to Heaven that we didn't get to do, and I've really been wanting to go back and do that one just because it's really, it's out there, it's really just beautiful, and just more of the experience. That one would be really fun.
Okay. And for you, Travis?
Well, my goals in climbing are to get out there as much as I can and have as much fun as I can. But I also want to push the grades as I'm getting older. Climbing at higher levels is harder and harder. So my goal is just to continue to climb in the 12 range for as long as I can.
Okay.
Which my birthday's coming up, so I want to do a couple of new 12s for my birthday.
Okay, awesome. I remember one of our first interactions, like through text message. I'm trying to bring some stuff down to you. You're like, I'm climbing. I'm like, that was the response. I'm not in town, I'm climbing. Or I was calling him like, hey, I'm climbing, I'll be back in a couple hours, something like that. It's just like, okay, cool. It's like, you expect that like on California or Hawaii, like I'm surfing. Like this is what they do. And I find it amazing how people can have passion for something and enjoy that. And so I think that accolades to you. Kudos to you guys for having something, finding something that you have that release and that space to create mental wellness for yourself. So yeah. So what are your next projects in solar? What do you have on the horizon? What exciting news do you have there?
Well, we have a number of pretty good-sized off-grid projects coming up that we're trying to design right now. Those are always a big challenge, to design how much solar and how much battery and all of the things that go in with that. But we also have the challenge coming up with the elimination of the tax credit, with continued challenges with utilities. Vegas is our biggest market, and there's changes coming down the pipe in Nevada as a whole that could really be damaging to solar and make it not very worthwhile for customers.
Yeah.
Then there's transitioning from loan products to PPA products to try to still take advantage of some of the tax credits. So we're really in a transitional period of where we've started small, organically grew. As we earned money, we invested it, we grew, and now we're a bigger company instead of just a real small local hometown only. But now everything looks to be up in the air with the future of solar in general. How are we going to pivot to continue to provide affordable solar products to customers? That's the big challenge as a whole.
And I don't know if you've had time to walk this show yet, but it is impressive on what manufacturers are here, how big their booths are, how much money they're spending, how much marketing they're doing. I know for one thing, solar's not going anywhere. What it might look like or feel like or cost is going to change for the next couple of years, but it's still going to be there. It's still going to be affordable. It's still going to be something we need. It's definitely part of the ecosystem of our power grid and the what we are to make it sustainable. So I think the way it's going to be applied, or the companies that are sticking around, are going to be the telltale sign of how solar gets through this next 2 years, probably. So, all right, if you could go somewhere to live for the rest of your life, is it cold ice or warm heat?
Somewhere on the coast in the jungle.
Coast in the jungle. Okay.
Well, you've already got that going.
That's right.
Yeah.
For me, I need both.
Okay.
I need nice temperate weather so I can climb some big cliffs, but I need to go skiing and ice climbing too. So
Okay. Yeah.
Utah is a great place for that because
Yeah, we definitely have all 4 seasons.
Utah has some of the best ice climbing in the country,
Okay.
as well as some of the best rock climbing. And so you can do both very easily.
Awesome. Did you buy some land in like Costa Rica or something, or?
Wow, you nailed it on the head.
Dude, yeah. I was getting the Costa Rica vibes. I have a friend that moved down there, started a whole business down there. Amazing. So that's on my list to go, probably in the next year or two. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, well, if you're looking, we got a spot for you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely hit you up. I'm down to St. George every chance we can get. We have family down there, so it's awesome. We're just about ready to wrap up. Are there any words of wisdom? Say you got a new kid wanting to start out in solar or get into electrical. Think about those high schoolers that are saying, what am I going to do when I grow up? I think the one critical thing we did in school is take building trades out of school, apprenticeship programs, CTE credits, those pathways to blue collar jobs. Swinging a hammer it's been one of the keystones in my life. Now I get to sit here on this beautiful stage and preach that. But tell me about your experience as being an electrician, and then you're both entrepreneurs. But tell me about that experience and what advice you'd give to that high school kid.
Well, I'd say look for a solar company that is committed to providing a quality install and a quality customer service experience to their customers, and to just get on a crew and get the experience of installing solar and seeing where that career could take them, because there's a lot of opportunity in solar. Of course, a solar installer is a great way to make some money, but it's probably not going to be a great career long term. But there's a lot of opportunities to develop from there, as a solar designer. There's a lot of need for good solar project management. We're in need of that all the time. And so start with becoming an installer, learn everything that you can, and just make sure you do it with a good, reputable company that cares about the customers and not the bottom line over a customer experience.
That's some great advice, Dallin.
Yeah, we also really care about our employees too. Kind of my experience with the solar industry, I started in sales and then I got into the installs, and I wanted to apprentice and get my license, and that company was like, no, we're not hiring for that. I'm like, that doesn't really make sense to me. So that's kind of what pushed me to start my own company. And all of our installers, we incentivize them to go through their apprenticeship program. We'll pay for their schooling. We'll do whatever we can to help them, because we want this to be a career for them, not just a job. And we want to turn them into a project manager. We want them to grow and evolve in this career. And there's lots of different opportunities.
No, that's impressive. Well, I thank you guys. This is Zion Solar. How can we reach you? How can we get information from you? Where can the viewers find you if they need your service? St. George is getting bigger every second. It's amazing. It's a beautiful place to live. You got 2 or 3 lakes right there. You've got amazing golf courses. You've got hideaways. You've got 5 national parks within hours drive. It's an impressive area. Mm-hmm. So how do we get a hold of Zion? How do we know where to find you?
You can find us at zionsolar.org. We got all of our information there, and we'd just love to talk to you.
Awesome. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in to Teddy Talks. We're here at RE+. We're still having fun. We've got a great event going later tonight at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, hosted by Sologent. We're going to have a good party there. So make sure you get a wristband. Make sure you come and see me. You'll be able to find me. I look like this. You won't miss it. Thank you again, Zion Solar. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
I hope you liked that last video. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe right here at this channel to see all the amazing updates coming from Teddy Talks. Now, we're powered by APsystems, and you'll see a lot more coming from us. Hope to see you soon.